500 years ago, one man forever changed the course of art, science, and human understanding. Leonardo da Vinci, born on April 15, 1452, in the small town of Vinci, nestled in the Tuscan hills of Italy. Leonardo was the illegitimate son of Ser Piero, a respected notary, and Caterina, a peasant woman. Though his birth was humble, it was clear from a young age that Leonardo possessed extraordinary gifts that would elevate him far beyond the circumstances of his origin. Leonardo's childhood in Vinci was spent exploring the natural world around him, observing the patterns of nature with a curiosity that would define his life. His formal education was limited, yet this lack of schooling only encouraged his self-guided learning. Young Leonardo spent hours sketching plants, animals, and landscapes, nurturing his talent as an artist, while his fascination with the workings of the world grew ever stronger. In 1466, at the age of 14, Leonardo's father recognized his son's talent and sent him to Florence, the epicenter of Renaissance art and culture. There, Leonardo became an apprentice in the workshop of the renowned artist Andrea del Verrocchio. Under Verrocchio's tutelage, he learned the foundational skills of painting, sculpture, metalwork, and mechanics. Leonardo's talent quickly outshone his masters, and according to legend, Verrocchio was so astounded by Leonardo's painting of an angel in the baptism of Christ that he vowed never to paint again. By his early 20s, Leonardo had already developed a reputation as a highly skilled artist, but his interests and abilities extended far beyond the canvas. His mind, constantly seeking to understand how things worked, led him to study mechanics, anatomy, physics, and engineering. His notebooks, filled with drawings, observations, and ideas, reflected his insatiable curiosity. Leonardo was not just an artist, he was a polymath, a man whose genius spanned every discipline. One area in which Leonardo's brilliance shone particularly brightly was anatomy. In an era when dissections were rare and often forbidden, Leonardo went to great lengths to study the human body. He dissected over 30 human corpses, meticulously drawing the muscles, bones, and organs with remarkable accuracy. His sketches, some of which are still considered masterpieces of scientific illustration, showed the human form in unprecedented detail. His understanding of anatomy was so advanced that many of his discoveries would not be confirmed until centuries later. His work laid the foundation for modern anatomical studies and helped doctors better understand the human body. Yet, Leonardo was not just a scholar. He was also a man of physical strength and endurance. He was known to be exceptionally strong, often working long hours on his paintings and inventions. His strength was not only reflected in his ability to carve marble and work with heavy machinery, but also in his physical presence. By all accounts, he was tall and muscular, with great stamina. This physical prowess, combined with his intellectual gifts, made him a formidable figure in both art and science. In 1482, Leonardo moved to Milan, where he entered the service of Ludovico Sforza, the Duke of Milan. This period marked a turning point in his career. As court artist, Leonardo created some of his most iconic works, including The Virgin of the Rocks and The Last Supper. The Last Supper, painted on the wall of the convent of Santa Maria delle Grazie, is one of the most studied and revered paintings in history. Its composition, perspective, and emotional depth set a new standard for religious art, capturing the moment when Jesus reveals that one of his disciples will betray him. Leonardo's time in Milan also saw him delve deeper into his scientific studies. He worked on engineering projects, designed war machines, and proposed ambitious urban planning ideas for the city. His ability to blend art and science is epitomized in his notebooks, where sketches of flying machines sit alongside studies of botanical growth and mathematical proportions. One of his most famous designs from this period was for an equestrian statue of Ludovico's father, Francesco Sforza. Though the statue was never completed due to political upheaval, the clay model Leonardo created was hailed as a masterpiece of engineering and design. Leonardo's career in Milan came to an abrupt end in 1499 when the French invaded, and Ludovico Sforza was overthrown. Forced to leave the city, Leonardo traveled across Italy, working on various projects, including military engineering for Cesare Borgia, the ruthless son of Pope Alexander VI. As an architect and military strategist for Borgia, Leonardo designed fortifications, surveyed territories, and developed new weapons. His work for Borgia reflected his unparalleled understanding of mechanics and his ability to apply his artistic vision to practical problems. In 1503, Leonardo returned to Florence, where he began work on what would become the most famous painting in the world, the Mona Lisa. Painted over several years, the Mona Lisa is a portrait of Lisa Gherardini, a Florentine merchant's wife, but it is much more than just a simple likeness. The painting's enigmatic smile, the masterful use of sfumato, the technique of blending colors and tones, and the subtlety of the background have captivated viewers for centuries. The Mona Lisa is not only a testament to Leonardo's artistic genius, but also to his understanding of human emotion and expression. Around this time, Leonardo also embarked on another ambitious project, painting a mural of the Battle of Anghiari for the city's council chambers. Though the mural was never completed, it was intended to depict a violent and dynamic battle scene, showcasing Leonardo's ability to capture motion and tension. Unfortunately, the mural deteriorated quickly due to experimental techniques Leonardo used, and only fragments of the preparatory drawings survive today. Throughout his life, Leonardo's scientific and artistic endeavors were deeply intertwined. His studies of anatomy, for example, directly influenced his art, allowing him to depict the human body with unparalleled realism. His detailed drawings of the human heart, muscles, and skeletal structure were centuries ahead of their time, and his understanding of physiology was so profound that it took until the 20th century for modern science to fully catch up with his discoveries. Leonardo's fascination with the natural world extended beyond the human body. He studied the movement of water, the flight of birds, and the growth of plants, always seeking to understand the underlying principles of nature. His sketches of flowing water, for instance, demonstrate his keen observation of fluid dynamics, while his studies of birds led him to design flying machines that, although never built, hinted at the principles of flight that would eventually lead to modern aviation. In 1516, Leonardo was invited to France by King Francis I, who had long admired the aging master. Leonardo, now in his 60s, accepted the invitation and settled in the Château du Clos-Lucé, near the royal residence at Amboise. Although his health was deteriorating, Leonardo continued to work on his notebooks, producing studies on a wide range of subjects, from geology to astronomy. He was given the title Premier Painter, Engineer, and Architect to the King, and Francis I regarded him not just as an artist, but as a close friend and advisor. On May 2, 1519, at the age of 67, Leonardo da Vinci passed away in the arms of King Francis I, who is said to have mourned the loss of his beloved friend. Leonardo was buried in the chapel of Saint-Hubert at the Château d'Amboise, where his tomb remains today. Leonardo da Vinci's legacy is one of boundless curiosity, imagination, and a relentless pursuit of knowledge. He was a visionary whose ideas spanned disciplines, breaking the boundaries between art and science, engineering and anatomy. His works, both finished and unfinished, continue to inspire and challenge our understanding of creativity, intellect, and the possibilities of human achievement. The Renaissance, a time of rebirth and discovery, was epitomized by Leonardo's life. He saw the world not just for what it was, but for what it could be. His art revealed the beauty of life, while his scientific investigations sought to uncover its secrets. Leonardo da Vinci, painter, sculptor, engineer, scientist, and visionary, remains to this day one of the most extraordinary figures in human history. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, leave a comment with your thoughts or suggestions on who we should cover next, and of course, subscribe for more stories about the most influential figures, both past and present. Your support helps us bring more of these remarkable tales to life. See you in the next video.